UFC 299 just took place, and this is my review of the entire card. So UFC 299 had 14 fights on it, with 5 coming by finish. So I'm going to go through the early prelims and prelims, picking out key takeaways, and then I'm going to go through each individual fight on the main card. So starting off with Rebellis, he made his UFC debut last night against Josh Parisian, and it went exactly how I predicted. I said Josh Parisian would get starched inside the first round, and that is exactly what Rebellis did. What was really impressive is, though, that the fight ending shot that came from Rebellis was when he was on the back foot, which was impressive to see, and shows that not only does he carry power when he's leading the dance, when he's on the front foot, but when he's on the back foot as well, he still carries that power, which is impressive. Michel Pereira gets a submission in the first round. Really did not see that coming. I thought with the audience being there, the crowd, Pereira probably would have done all the flippy shit and gas. And I did expect this fight to go all 3 rounds, but Pereira got him out of there in the first round with a submission. Pereira looked good at middleweight. Next up, Pedro Munoz, Kyler Phillips. Outside of Kyler Phillips cheating in the first round with eye pokes, he looked great in there, really slick striker, and it was an impressive performance by him, to be fair. Pedro Munoz is tough, and he is a veteran. Gamrot versus RDA kind of went how everybody predicted Gamrot versus RDA to go. Stylistically, Gamrot is a nightmare for RDA. Macy Barber picked up a good unanimous decision win. Curtis Blades Almeida, I called it. I said in my predictions that Blades would be able to stuff the takedowns. Now granted, in the first round he was taken down like 9 times, and I honestly thought Blades was cooked, but Blades done a good job of being able to get back up to his feet in the first round as well. You know, he didn't just give up and let Almeida just smother him on the mat. He continuously worked to get up, to build a base against the cage and get back up to his feet. And then in the second round, he stuffed the takedown, smashed Almeida in the side of the head with a hammer fist, and that was it. Almeida just rolled over, and that was it, done. I'm glad. I'm really glad. See, as soon as the fight started and you seen Almeida shoot from halfway across the cage, I was just like, fucking get this guy out of the heavyweight division. But Blades sorted that issue. Now for July, if the UFC are going to go to the UK, which I believe is July, it's going to be Manchester, that is what the talk online is. Blades, Aspinall rematch, make it happen. I think that's fair. I think that'd be a good matchup to see as well. Blades does have that win over Aspinall, which kind of really isn't a win, so it would be good to see that matchup, get the rematch for Tom Aspinall. I think Aspinall starches both of these guys though. I think Aspinall beats Blades like first, second round KO. Then we start the main card, Petr Yan versus Song Yadong. So yeah, Song Yadong looked really fast in there. He looked really good in the first round. He looked good throughout the fight, but the first round, in my opinion, quite clearly went to Song Yadong. And then Yan, typically like he normally does, made his reads and then picked it up in the second and third round. Now Yan did look good in there, and it was a really impressive win to get, because Song Yadong is a serious talent in my opinion, and will be fighting for the belt soon. I mean, the guy's only 26 years of age, so a lot of time for him to improve. But there was just something about Yan last night. I don't know. I said it during my watch long. I said there was just something that wasn't right there. I don't think we'll ever see Yan compete for a title again, to be honest. It was a good win for him, but yeah, there was just something that was off with Petr Yan in there last night. But he got the win, so fair play to him. And hopefully now they can give him the likes of... Who could you give him now? Marlon Vera, Cheeto Vera, Petr Yan, 5-round main event. That would be a great fight. That would be a great, great fight. Because another thing, Petr Yan, he was biting a lot when Song Yadong would level change. That Marab fight just has given the guy PTSD. But Yan has got some amazing takedown defense, to be fair to him. But yeah, there was just something missing with Yan last night. I don't really know exactly what it was. Next up, Gilbert Burns versus JDM. Come on, Gilbert. So Gilbert Burns went in there. He looked good on the feet. He seemed to be not a lot quicker, but in certain exchanges he was quicker than JDM in my opinion. Landed good leg kicks, body kicks. The first round was it could go either way in my opinion, but the second round clearly went to Gilbert Burns, landing that big elbow and the big right hand, plus he was mixing in the grappling. In the third round, he secures the takedown. You think he's home on a boat. He just needs to be able to secure JDM. JDM's corner before the third round started said you need to finish. JDM's able to get back to his feet. Burns, as soon as he gets back up, goes in to shoot for a takedown, caught by a knee. and he gets TKO'd. Now, the referee allowed this to go on for a bit long, in my opinion. The guy must have had his life savings on Burns to win by decision. But yeah, Gilbert Burns, as soon as he went to his back and JDM started landing the ground and pound, just kind of turned over on his side, and from then you knew it was over. I'm surprised Burns didn't retire in the cage. I think that should be what's next for Gilbert Burns, in my opinion, anyway. I don't know where he goes from here. Then you've Kevin Holland versus MVP. MVP made his UFC debut last night. Probably one of the longest ring walks I've seen in the UFC for a very long time. UFC, don't fucking ever let him do that again. That card was on for a ridiculous amount of time tonight. But yeah, overall, MVP looked good in there. Like I said, when he was signed, I didn't know if his style would work in the UFC with the elite, in the elite level of the UFC. Kevin Holland isn't in the elite level, so I don't know what I was on about when I was making that prediction. But yeah, MVP looked good, landed some big shots on Kevin Holland in there, but did kind of expose how to beat him. MVP needs to be kept away from grapplers. If you've got a grapple and heavy approach, you're going to beat Michael Venom Page, in my opinion. Kevin Holland kind of done what the MMA Guru predicted, where in the third round, after he'd been beat up essentially for 2 rounds, all 3 rounds essentially, sort of being like, why is he not trying to fight me, and taunting him back and doing all that stupid shit. But yeah, MVP looked good in there. Hopefully now we can get him on the UFC UK card, which is going to be in July, against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. That is a great fight. I would love to see that matchup. Yeah, great debut by MVP, but I'd like to have seen him get the finish. But Kevin Holland is tough as hell. In the co-main event, Dustin Poirier, the Diamond, stood on business. Now, in the first round, Benoit Saint Denis put on a crazy pace on Poirier, landing takedowns, landing heavy shots. At points, I thought Poirier was going to be sub, because why the fuck does Dustin Poirier constantly pull guillotine? Stop. He needs to stop doing that. Anyway, Dustin Poirier was able to work his way back, keep himself safe on the mat. Benoit Saint Denis leaves himself open a lot on the feet, and I did say that in my prediction. Now, I thought Poirier would have got the TKO in the later stages, not the second round, but yeah, you could tell on the feet there was a power difference, and Poirier was just able to find those openings and crack Benoit Saint Denis. Now, what I want to know is, did Benoit Saint Denis have staph infection? I would really like to know that, because there was a big significant drop off from the first round into the second round from Benoit Saint Denis. But again, the guy was fighting at a fucking insane pace. I don't think I've seen everybody saying Benoit Saint Denis has been exposed. I don't really think so. I said this was a jump too soon for him. I do believe he is a great fighter, Benoit Saint Denis, and will be in the top 10. I did say top 5, but I don't know who he gets to get him into the top 5, but he definitely will be inside the top 10 by the end of the year. Great win by Dustin Poirier. I mean, Poirier kind of came out of that unscathed, so he could be in for a chance to fight Islam on that Saudi Arabia card. I mean, Poirier does have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, so get your last title shot. Go for Islam Makhachev in Saudi Arabia. Don't fucking jump guillotine. And you could box him up on the feet. I do think Islam wipes the floor with Poirier, to be honest, but great win by Dustin Poirier. I'm glad he got the win. And then we go to the main event, Sean O'Malley, Chito Vera. Sean O'Malley won by, if you are what you say you are, a superstar. Sean O'Malley, by the way, just before we start, has probably one of the best ring walks currently in the UFC. That song is very fitting for the guy, to be fair to him. Came out with the pink shorts and just absolutely took Marlon Vera to school for all 5 rounds. The speed difference was insane. How fluent O'Malley's striking is. The way the guy can move from southpaw to orthodox so effortlessly. The body work from O'Malley tonight. The leg kicks, he looked very good throwing the leg kicks. And obviously his boxing combinations. He boxed Marlon Vera pillar to post in there. And that big knee. Fair play to Marlon Vera. Let's get a DNA test on this guy. He could be the third Diaz brother. His chin is insane. His face was busted up by the end of the night, but it kind of went how I predicted. O'Malley really banked the early rounds. Now, O'Malley, in my opinion, won every single round, but he really banked the early rounds. And by the time Chito in the 4th and 5th round, which is where he landed a good shot in the 3rd round. But yeah, in the later stages, when Chito started to do his best work, which wasn't even really that great, to be honest. O'Malley had already banked in those early rounds, and Cheeto really needed a finish. Um, yeah, O'Malley showed Cheeto Vera levels in there, to be honest. And let's be honest, Cheeto didn't even deserve that title shot. So, but yeah, O'Malley though showed that he can go 5 rounds. He did fade though in the later stages of the fight, which is understandable because he was basically in there doing 5 rounds with a fucking heavy bag. Great performance though by Sean O'Malley. The guy has zero personality. A plant pot has better personality than what Sean O'Malley does, but his fight style is crazy entertaining. He got on the mic and called out Ilia Topuria, which Merab needs to fight him next, but I can't lie, I want to see O'Malley Topuria. Just stylistically, I think that's a great fight, but Topuria did come out and say you have to fight Merab first. I think you just give Merab the title shot, but I said this on my watch along as well. I think O'Malley will be out for a very long time. We've seen him in a boot. We've seen him with a cast on him. So yeah, I can't see O'Malley fighting anytime soon. But I think he should fight Merab next, in my opinion. And Ilia Topuria should face Brandon Ortega at UFC 306 in the Sphere before then challenging Volkanovski. I think how this should play out is Topuria should fight Ortega next while O'Malley's healing up. Then by the time O'Malley's healed up, Volkanovski will more than likely be looking his rematch. Do Topuria versus Volk 2. Then you do Merab versus O'Malley. Then once that's out of the way, then go for the big double champ fight. But yeah, overall, UFC 299 was a great card. Really delivered. Really looking forward to UFC 300. And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Let me know what you thought of UFC 299. What did you think was the biggest upset? I didn't think it was an upset as such, but Blades beating Almeida, that was a good comeback win for him. And as always, yeah, like I said, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Social media is linked above, and I will see you again in the next one.